Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Charlie, and I am here to do a hangout by myself. I apologize, but Zealeus is currently probably somewhere in the wonderful city that is St. Louis. At least I think that's where he's supposed to be. Maybe he's not getting, I don't know, whatever. He's not available right now, so leave a message after the beep, and I don't know what you're going to do with it, but... Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Charlie, and I am here to do a hangout, rant, whatever. Let's start off with the easy stuff. First of all, we just came back from MonsterCon. That we means, sorry, trapped on something. We means myself and Jesse. We had a wonderful table. We met so many wonderful people. We were sandwiched between Gothic Carolina, and which is like it's like a boutique that sells nerdy stuff. And then, of course, we also were sitting next to Rage Davidson and his manager, Father Darkness. So it was a very interesting experience. It was definitely bigger than last year's MonsterCon, but weirdly enough, the panels shrunk. Not in number, but in size. I think part of it was the rain. Definitely kept a good chunk of people away from MonsterCon, which was unfortunate. But for those who did come out, thank you for coming by the booth, and I really wish that you had stopped by our panels. If you were interested in the panels and accidentally missed them, or perhaps you were unable to come to MonsterCon, all the panels are right here, my friend. I just have to put my lazy butt in gear and transfer the videos onto the computer. And then, of course, you know, throw a little splash, a little shine, and ta-da! It is magic. So be on the lookout in the very, 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 very near future for the videos from MonsterCon, as I've got to do them quickly because I will not be available. Holy crap, we're not going to be able to do a hangout next Thursday. It's okay, though. Forgive me. Okay, let's see. What else do we have besides a notification? Yep, Zealeus is definitely in St. Louis. His Facebook page just updated. So he's in St. Louis, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to find him and you live in St. Louis, I don't know how you're going to find him, but he's there. I mean, St. Louis, I mean, it's a small town, right? I mean, just there. Okay, so let's get down to it, shall we? I understand the need to, when you have a game that you're very passionate about, you want to give it out to the public. Now, I think the best way to truly release a game into the wild is to have a soft release followed by the real one. Case in point is a couple of games that I have been trying to play. They're independent games. I don't want to give their names simply because I don't want people to be like, well, this game, if he says it's not even ready, I don't want to try it. Because chances are, if you watch this video and it's not actually July 24th, 2014, everything could be fixed. Or it could be fixed right now. I don't know. I haven't actually logged into Steam, so I'm going to refrain from mentioning the names. But one game definitely had a lot of collision detection and a couple bugs here and there that were definitely noticeable that caused the player not to be able to play the game. Then there was another game that the key binding was all kinds of messed up, and this is one of those dangerous things, in my opinion. I understand that you want to be unique, and you probably have your preferred way of playing games, so you do the key bindings. Now, of course, for you, it's probably second nature, but if it's an odd combination of any sort, chances are you're going to lose the audience real quick, because the audience isn't going to be used to that control scheme, especially if you cannot access the control scheme from inside the game. Developers out there, for the love of God, if you have a pause menu, you can have one button that just shows a JPEG of the control scheme. Or just pull up a small little window that shows the control scheme. You've got it, because especially if you're key binding, you know what the buttons are, so why can't you display them in game? And of course, if you exit the game, there's a very good chance that you're going to be put right back to the last checkpoint instead of where you are, which is very frustrating. Very frustrating. Another thing is, I understand that you want to give the appearance of distance in a game, so sometimes you want to slow things down. Now, of course, after you've been programming the game for a year or whatever, that slowness, you're used to it. Gamers are not used to it. There is a piece in a game that I was playing recently where you step on a lift and it takes you straight across. Now, this, in my opinion, is a pretty slow movement, okay? Okay, that's pretty slow, but it is still trucking, okay? The game that I was playing, this is their movement across the screen while you're on the thing. Now, of course, you can't jump off. You can't really do anything. You can look around. But, oh, by the way, did you remember to turn off the stove? Is the coffee still on? Maybe I should go to the bathroom. Am I hungry? What's going on? I'm kind of thirsty. Huh. Still not there? Okay. Maybe I'll take a shower. How many times have I worn this t-shirt? Who is it that's watching me? Is someone watching me? Was that the dogs? Is this a haunted house? Oh, okay, now we're there. That's painful. Another thing is, I understand that you want to have the most precise collision in the world. But, and this is a different game, but if you're going to do a 2D platformer game, and you're going to have ramps like this, you how the hell to say this? You don't put the collision on the little artsy fartsy stuff that you put on the level. You actually put it on like a straight line or something, or maybe a step. I don't know. But bouncing off every little pebble that's put in the way is annoying as hell. Oh, also, if you are making a platformer, it's okay to have some blank space where there's not power-ups or collectibles on the screen. If there's enemies, the screen's got enough on it. If there's enemies and obstacles and collectibles and power-ups and this and that, what the? Oh yeah, and by the way, there's these swingy things coming from the ceiling that also interact with you. So it's too much. All right, now that I spoke about those two games, which I did not mention, but if you are the developers of that game, I think you pretty much know who you are. And I apologize. I'm going to give both your games a chance again once I figure everything out. All right, moving on. I have 2 new games to add to the repertoire. I will not mention those as well. Oh, okay. Fuck it. I'm going to be playing Third Eye Crime and Halfway, 2 other indie games from Steam. I'm probably going to try to do a playthrough, at least for one of them, maybe both, who knows. We'll see. I think I need another playthrough soon, so be on the lookout. But now let's get into the real business. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you don't pay, or you don't stop your day for me to just kind of mumble about a couple games. Let's talk rants. I understand that every MMO wants to have a competitive edge on there, a competitiveness that causes people to come back. That's called PvP. Now, I also understand that you also want to bring a sense of community. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't have to be with adventuring. Yes, it's nice to adventure with your friends, family, acquaintances, whatever, or random strangers. But there are certain times or certain individuals who are only social when they're interacting in a town, and they kind of just want to do this lone wolf deal when they're outside of town. Now, by hindering them completely with, after the first 4 hours, you have to have someone else following you, otherwise you're going to get your ass whooped, you're going to lose a lot of players. A lot of specific type of players. Yes, I know, the vast majority of them don't care. Oh, I'll take you and you and you, and let's go. But there are those individuals out there who have been scarred enough in a multiplayer online world that they are very hesitant to team up with people they don't know. Yes, I know, it's a massive multiplayer online game. So why is this person playing? Well, the thing is that in an MMO, there is a lot, I mean a lot of content where you can lose yourself and become someone else and, you know, kill the bad guys, save the princess, collect rare items, perhaps be the first one to break a level cap, something. You know, that individual can specialize in something that perhaps they can't get in the real world. Why hinder them by saying, oh, by the way, you're not really all that super? I mean, we made you think it so you would play the game a little bit, but now you're going to have to hang out with other people that you may not know. And you're just going to have to suck it up. Now, I understand the world's not a fair thing, but we're talking about virtual reality. We're talking about an alternate reality, something that does not have to play by the rules of reality. Case in point, there are a shit ton of games out there that allow you to drop from very, very high places. Then, of course, if you were doing that in the real world, you die. But, of course, in the fantasy world, maybe you take a couple of hits. Or nothing at all. In Defiance, you can literally find the tallest building or mountain there is and jump to your doom. You're not going to die. You may cause a purple haze to occur, which will then transport you to the last known checkpoint that you crossed, but you're not going to die. Defiance is a great example of a game where you can team up if you want to. They definitely have co-op maps that you can lose yourself in with some friends. There's also a PvP Shadow War thing going on, but there's also the ability to kind of jump in, jump out in an area that maybe you're trying to do a contract. Now, of course, yes, some people get pissed off because they want the full experience, and yes, people are going to steal your kills, and perhaps they're going to do the majority of the mission before you actually get there. The beautiful thing is that with the majority of MMOs, every single mission is repeatable, if it's that type of thing. And with contracts, they're going to be there for a while. So have no fear. It's not like you missed out on a huge part of the game. You'll just have to come back later. With a very well-structured MMO, you're going to have the ability to have enough content to keep you happy. It's not all that difficult. Now, I understand there's a lot of people out there that are PvP experts or perhaps PvP enthusiasts. Now, of course, with that, there's this huge rise of MOBAs, where you basically get a team of 4 to 6, maybe 8. I think I've seen 8 before, where you're going, 6v6, and it's conquer the terrain or collect the nodes or score the most points, the most kills, whatever. That's fine. I mean, that's literally taking a small piece of an MMO. I mean, you're looking at battlegrounds, basically. You're looking at battlegrounds like the ones you find in World of Warcraft. Yes, you can't completely personalize your character. Well, sort of you can in a MOBA, because you could choose what items you're going to use, and then, of course, what god or creature or character you're going to choose. So in a way, you are still going to be unique in the game, because the vast majority of the games don't allow duplicates on your team. Now, yes, of course, you could have duplicates on the other team, and sometimes that gets a little confusing, especially if you're playing like a game like Smite, and you have a Ra on your team, and they've got a Ra on their team, and they cast that little healing circle on the ground, and then you're like, ooh, which one is that? can I get healed or am I going to die? But that's okay. I mean, the thing is, the other thing about MOBAs is that it's very, very quick. You're not going to be, raiding for 4 straight hours to see if you get the epic drop. It's going to be quick. Yes, it could take an hour or two if you're a very well-oiled machine, both sides, like a Team Dignitas against Team Solomid. Those guys put on a hell of a show. But there's also the chance that maybe you just, get hot at the right time, or perhaps it just rolls just perfectly where, someone gets a team gets almost there and then gets pushed back. And then the other team pushes almost there and then they get pushed back. And it's a nice seesaw effect. And those are actually the best type of games because then strategy is really involved. Yes, there is strategy in doing an early, push and hope that you can overtake your opponent fast enough to rack up enough kills so your characters can get higher in level and then just beat the crap out of them. But the real great ones, the real great matches are the ones that go on, but it's not like, two guys dancing in the jungle staring at each other. I mean, it's, constant back and forth. And now I'm rambling. Okay, so MMOs should be the type of game that anyone and everyone who wants to escape into a third-person or first-person view of the world can do. Now, some games do it better than others. You have games like Elder Scrolls Online, which it seemed like a great idea at the time, but the problem is that the quests that are being stolen. Okay, so in Defiance, when you're taking on a contract, you have to go to a specific spot on the map, and then it will trigger the quest. So if someone wraps up before you get there, it disappears, and oh well, you have to wait. In Elder Scrolls Online, you could be across the map, get a quest, run all the way to the place that you're supposed to, and it's, there's storyline going on, and someone has just gone ahead and mowed everyone down in front of you. So yeah, it made it easy, but you didn't gain any experience out of it. You don't know what the hell's going on with the story because they've actually advanced it to like the 3rd of 4 pieces, and you actually want to know what the hell happened in the first chapter. And then also there was a lot of kill stealing in the game, which of course is going to happen anywhere and everywhere. Every single game that you allow for multiple individuals to be in an area, there's always a chance that a boss, a tougher enemy, whatever, is going to get leveled by a group of characters. Sometimes that's exactly what you want. Other times, you're like, you son of a bitch, you stole my kill. It's a fact of life. I mean, sometimes people accidentally take things that aren't theirs. It happens in the real world. It's going to happen in a virtual world. You just got to suck it up. Yes, sometimes I get pissed about that, but that's okay. So, okay, I don't know why. It's probably because I've been playing the crap out of Defiance. So I have a lot of good words for Defiance. One of the things that I really liked is the armor system. In the majority of MMOs, what you do is you start with like basically raggedy looking clothes, and then you gain like, a purple magic hat to increase your intelligence or your magic powers, and then you gain like a vest of tranquility so that you're extra calm, but your constitution, your health points go skyrocketing, and they don't match whatsoever. What Defiance has done is they allow you to choose whatever costume you want. You can buy some in the store for real money, or you can unlock them by doing specific quests or completing enough contracts or whatever. But the way that your armor works is that you have an armor generator, this little shield thing that I don't know where the hell you're holding it, but it protects you to a certain point. Then once the shield's down, of course, your health in the toilet. And then, of course, there are different shields that have extra little... I don't know what... See, here's the thing. You have, like, shield strength, and then you have additional shields, which I don't know if that means, like, I've got to get through 5 of those of that strength to kill you, or I don't know. That's something I actually have to look up because now I'm confusing the hell out of myself. But anyways, I like the fact that you can basically dress your character the way you want to, and won't be penalized for the way that the clothes that your character's wearing. I think it's a brilliant idea. I wish more people did it. Now that being said, there are certain uh, there are games out there that that go that kind of route, but with weapons. Every shotgun looks the same, but it has different stats on it. Every sniper rifle looks the same, unless it's like a super special one that maybe it's got a glow. That one's a toughie. I kind of want people to be like, whoa, that's a weird looking weapon he has. That's a different SMG than what I have, or that's a different dagger than what I have. But at the same time, I can understand that, the thing is, sometimes you can only make subtle differences. The subtle differences aren't going to make that big of a difference, especially if you're running around as quickly as possible. Defiance does it majority of the way through bullets. If you've got a special electrical thing, then your bullets glow blue when you're shooting them. If it's corrosive, then it's green. If it's fire, I think it's like an orangey red, something like that. Understandable. I still go back to this one game that wasn't really an MMO, but pretended it was an MMO. It's called .hack, and the game basically you're a character who's going to play this game called The World. Now, of course, they did try to make an actual .hack MMO, but it really didn't do all that well because the problem behind .hack is that they use a keyword system. If it's like 2 or 3 or even 4 keywords together creates a level. Now, of course, they decided to allow for player submission of the levels. And I don't think the level editor was all that good, but I wouldn't know because I didn't actually I was not able to get my hands on it. Though I'm sure if I tried hard enough, I could probably find someone who's still running a server and, hopefully translate it enough so I could play. The thing is, I guess I fell in love with the fact that there was a ton of adventure. You could also go on a ton of different quests. There's tons of items to find. Yes, you do have a party that you're going to be going with, but mixed with the anime, there was just so much complexity to it, and that's probably another reason why it didn't do all that well. The complexity was that there were some people who were just collectors. They basically bought a house or created a hidden cove, and they stored all their weapons that they've collected, and they had like rare stuff, and you've got the auction hall, and you also had these groups, these, I don't want to say gangs, but clans maybe, that are in there. Some of them are there to protect the world, others are player killers, which would be spooky as hell, but I mean, there's still some games out there that allow that. But that does piss off a lot of people. Then you have the PKKs, the player killer killers. But who kills the player killer killers? How about the player killer killers killers? Anyways, there are a ton of MMOs out there, and I think there's enough out there that everyone can find their niche. It's just sometimes it's very frustrating when certain individuals try a game that is very popular, and then they find themselves lost within a couple of hours because they don't know anyone, and they rather not play with someone they don't know right as the first time that they group up with someone, because let's say that it goes wrong and you're left with a sour taste in your mouth, then you'll never come back to the game. Of course, yes, on the flip side, you could run into a group of characters who help you and become your best friends online. And some people aren't willing to risk that. And to be honest with you, the vast majority of the time, it's a middle of the road, probably a little bit more towards it depends on the game. You're going to have your douchebags. There are quite a few in Smite who like to point out your inefficiencies if you screw up in a game. With Defiance, I've never teamed up with anyone, so no one's ever bitched and moaned about me, which is awesome. And I've got, a ton of hours into Defiance, and I'm probably going to play more Defiance later today or later tonight because I could slip into that character, shoot people in the head. Yes, I know, morbid, but I would never do it in real life. But shoot nasty, ugly aliens and mutants and 99ers and Vogue and whatever in the head, and I'll feel good about myself. And I'll run to the aid of people, complete random NPC quests, and go about my merry way. And listen to some music. I mean, I have found my niche, as it were. This is a game I can actually get lost in, and I don't feel like there is, yes, do I wish there was more content? Absolutely. Do I want more storyline? Absolutely. But the thing is, I don't have to depend on having to meet a ton of people to try to actually advance the game. It's not, I didn't hit that wall within the first 4 hours. When I reached level 12, all of a sudden, every single quest requires that you at least have one person, maybe even two, to actually complete it. Yes. Were some of the quests hard as balls? Absolutely. But you have the ability to resurrect, and also you get the ability to basically restart from a certain area, but with the guys down, which I like a lot. And of course, yeah, you're gonna be losing money as you die, but I've racked up enough money that it really doesn't matter to me. So, yeah, this was not the rant I was thinking I was going to go on. I had another rant, but I'm almost at the 30-minute mark, and I haven't hit that rant. So, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You got like a little bit of a boiled down MMO, MOBA, multiplayer, online universe type of thing. Yes, some people are looking for Second Life, okay? They basically want a 3D interactive forum. That is how they get their kicks. They can truly become whatever they want to be in that world. You can make yourself have wings, you can make yourself have a horse head, whatever. And some people just like interacting with individuals like that. There's a lot of TV shows that have tried to, I don't know, I want to say make fun of like a Second Life type of deal, but there's always evil intent, which is sad. Not all video gamers are bad. Not all video games are bad. Yet, it's very easy for the mainstream media to think of something that they don't truly understand as evil and Satan's work. Which is probably why a lot of people still to this day don't play Dungeons and Dragons. Because if you're dealing with magic and dragons and demons and skeletons, it must be bad. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called imagination. If you could tell the difference between reality and imagination, oh, you're right as rain. Yes, there are some slightly unhinged individuals who don't realize that line, or perhaps that line gets a little blurred. It happens. Sometimes when I'm playing, when I was playing Burnout, and I was crashing cars, when I got into the car, my brain was going, what would happen if I try to hit this car? Would it flip? And but I don't do that. Because I understand that's the game. And now I'm in the real world. And yes, it does blur a little bit if you play too much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have now basically reached the 30-minute mark in about 10-15 seconds. So thank you for tuning in to thank you for tuning into the Ultra Confusion Hangout. I am Charlie. I hope you like I hope you like this new little look right here that I'm doing. I'm trying, I'm just messing around with some stuff. Trying to be hip, trying to be cool. But hopefully you enjoyed the rant or ramble, however you want to view it. But until, wow. Okay, there's going to be some episodes of something slightly different. There will not be a hangout. I apologize. At least I don't think there's going to be one. It might not be live. But if it's not live, it's really a hangout. Yes, that is a problem. Quite the difficult problem to think about. Yes, this is not a good thing. I'll figure it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and of course, Zealeus, who's in St. Louis right now, or perhaps out drinking a beer. I wish I had a beer. No, I don't. But I do. Yeah, I don't. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the very near future. Now, of course, if you, the fan, the awesome person you are for Alta Confusion, have any video games or news about independent games that perhaps we missed, or more precisely, I missed, please go to altaconfusion.com. Dang it, this one right here. And go to the Contact Us section and then drop us a line. That email goes directly to me, and I can then talk to you. So if we missed something, please tell us. If you like what we're doing, please comment, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.